Warm very good afternoon and happy International Yoga Day and World Music Day to all the participants present for the webinar. Yoga is a mirror for look at yourself from within. Yoga does not change the way you say things. It transforms the person who sees. I, Prerna of Final Year BCom, heartily welcome you all for today's national level webinar on the topic Holistic Development through Yoga, organized by Physical Education Department of V.V.N. Degree College. Let's start the program by seeking the blessings of Almighty. I now request Sejal K of second year to lead the invocation song. Over to you, Sejal.
जय देव श्री गणपतिराय श्री गणपतिराय श्री गणपतिराय ಜಗದಂಬೆಯ ಮೈಮಣ್ಣಲಿ ಮೂಡಿದ ಮೂರ್ತಿಯೇ ಜಗದಂಬೆಯ ಮೈಮಣ್ಣಲಿ ಮೂಡಿದ ಮೂರ್ತಿಯೇ ಮೃಗಧರ ನೋಡಿದ ಮಾಡಿದ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ಆಕೃತಿಯೇ ಚಿಗುರಾಗಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನಾಲಿಗೆಯಲಿ ದಿನ ದಿನ ಶ್ರುತಿಯೇ ಚಿಗುರಾಗಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನಾಲಿಗೆಯಲಿ ದಿನ ದಿನ ಶ್ರುತಿಯೇ ಹಗಲಾಯಿತು ನಿನ್ನೆನಪೇ ಸುಳ್ಳಾಯಿತು ಸ್ಮೃತಿಯೇ ಹಗಲಾಯಿತು ನಿನ್ನೆನಪೇ ಸುಳ್ಳಾಯಿತು ಸ್ಮೃತಿಯೇ ಜಯ ದೇವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿರಾಯ ಭವಹಾರಕ ಭಯಕಾರಕ ಓಂಕಾರಕಾಯ ಜಯ ದೇವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿರಾಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿರಾಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿರಾಯ ಮೋದಕ ತುಂಬಿದ ಬಸಿರಲೆ ನಡೆಸಿದೆ ಮೋದಕ ತುಂಬಿದ ಬಸಿರಲೆ ನಡೆಸಿರುವೆಯ ನೃತ್ಯ ಮೋದಕ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಮೋದಕ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯು ಬರೆವುದು ಮೌನದ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಶೋಧಕ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯು ನಿನ್ನದೆ ಶತಕೃತ್ಯ ಶೋಧಕ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯು ನಿನ್ನದೆ ಶತಕೃತ್ಯ ನಾದದ ಮೂಲ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೆ ನಾನಿಂದಯ ಭೃತ್ಯ ನಾದ ಮೂಲ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೆ ನಾನಿಂದಯ ಭೃತ್ಯ ಜಯ ದೇವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿರಾಯ ಜಯ ದೇವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿರಾಯ ಭವಹಾರಕ ಭಯಕಾರಕ ಓಂಕಾರಕಾಯ ಭವಹಾರಕ ಭಯಕಾರಕ ಓಂಕಾರಕಾಯ ಜಯ ದೇವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿರಾಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿರಾಯ
Thank you, Sejal. That was truly a melodious song. May I now request Rakshita Prasad of Final Year BCom to welcome all the participants and also introduce today's resource person. Over to you, Rakshita Prasad.
Very good afternoon to one and all present here. I would like to welcome you all on today's webinar on the occasion of International Yoga Day 2021. Yoga means addition of energy, strength, and beauty to body, mind, and soul. It's an honor itself to have gathered here for the cause of humanity. It's my pleasure to welcome Shri B.S. Arun Kumar Sir, Secretary General, Vasavi Vidyaniketan Trust. I also welcome CA Dr. I.S. Prasad Sir, Treasurer, Vasavi Vidyaniketan Trust. I welcome Dr. Manandi Suresh Sir, President, Vasavi Vidyaniketan Trust. We are delighted to have all your presence on this occasion. Now, I would like to welcome our beloved Principal Professor G. Venugopal Sir and our Vice Principal HOD Department of English and IQAC Coordinator Professor Prasanna Udbikar Ma'am. I welcome Sri Ranjini Ma'am, Sports Convener. I also welcome Ambika Ma'am, Physical Education Director, and Rupa Ma'am, Student Welfare Officer. I extend my welcome to Divya Shri Ma'am, HOD, Department of Commerce, and also welcome all the heads of various departments. I heartily welcome all my dear teachers, students, and other participants. Welcome you all. Now, it's my heartfelt pleasure to extend a special welcome to today's resource person, Dr. Karuna Nagarajan Ma'am, who is an associate professor from Vyasa Yoga University. Ma'am has a degree in BCom, MBA, MSc in Yoga, and PhD in Yoga. She has over 14 years of experience and continues in teaching of yoga philosophy and health, Hatha Yoga, yoga therapy principles and practice, cultural history of India, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, Indian culture, streams of yoga, health philosophy and yoga. Some of her publications are writer of yoga books for NCTE Yoga Education for B.Ed, M.Ed and Diploma in Elementary Education. Writer of official guidebook for certification of yoga professionals level 1 and 2 under the yoga scheme by Ministry of Ayush managed by Quality Council of India. Ma'am has also published research papers in international journals on the effect of Indian music on cardiac autonomic control, anxiety, and cognitive abilities. Ma'am also serves as committee member. She is an expert working committee member for UGC syllabus for yoga in universities and for development of yoga module for health sector skills council under Ministry of Ayush. She's also an expert working committee member of NCTE B.Ed Yoga syllabus, expert committee member for NCTE Yoga textbook and UGC Yoga textbook committee, lead examiner for Indian Yoga Association PQMS and QCI, lead examiner for implementing yoga exams for level 1 and level 2 at Osaka and Tokyo, Japan in April 2017 and January 2018, conducted by Indian Yoga Association. Lead examiner for implementing yoga exams for level 2 at Shanghai, China in August 2018 for yoga scheme under Yoga Certification Board. Expert committee member for curriculum development, V.V.N. Yoga University, CA, USA, and many more. We are all glad to have you with us, ma'am. I heartily welcome you for this beautiful webinar.
Thank you, Rakshita Prasad. May I now request Professor G. Venugopal Sir, Principal of V.V.N. Degree College, to address the participants.
Good afternoon to one and all. Respected resource person, Dr. Karuna Madam, President of V.V.N. Trust, Dr. Manandi Suresh Sir, Secretary General of V.V.N. Trust, Sri Arun Kumar Sir, Treasurer of V.V.N. Trust, CA Dr. I.S. Prasad Sir, my dear faculty members, both teaching and administrative staff, and my beloved students and participants. V.V.N. Degree College is a prominent educational institution in South Bengaluru, imparting education in commerce exclusively for girls. We here in V.V.N. Degree College have been providing the best facilities and knowledge for our students since 4 decades. Today, on the occasion of International Yoga Day, our college has organized a national level webinar on holistic development through yoga. Yoga is a priceless asset of the Indian culture. Derived from the Sanskrit word yuji, meaning yoga or union, yoga is a practice that brings together mind and body. It is a path to omniscience and enlightened consciousness. Practicing yoga is said to come with many benefits for both mental and physical health. Yoga has innumerable advantages that have been acknowledged by science and has been proved to help the development of a human completely. It helps in developing inner awareness and mindfulness. It focuses one's attention on their body's abilities at the present moment. Yoga is known for its power to ease tension and anxiety in the mind and body. Through yoga, one can release the infinite potential of the mind, body, and soul. 21st June was declared as International Yoga Day by the UN General Assembly. This declaration was made after the call by the Indian Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, to the United Nations General Assembly on 27th of September 2014. International Yoga Day is celebrated only on this day, as today is the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. This day lets everyone know that regular yoga practice leads to better mental, physical, and intellectual health. It positively changes a person's life and increases the level of well-being. By adapting yoga in your routine, you shall become a better version of yourself and grow in all aspects of life. I would like to end my talk with the following lines. Yoga ಆಗಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ. ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ರೋಗ. ನಿರಂತರ ಯೋಗದಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುವುದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ಭೋಗ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕರುಣಾರ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರುವುದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸುಯೋಗ. I personally thank the members of the management for their continuous, endless support and encouragement in conducting these types of programs. I would also like to say that we will come up with many more programs of this kind in future too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Mahanandi Suresh, sir, President of V.V.N Trust, to speak a few words. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. Secretary General B.S. Arunakumar, Professor Venugopal, and other faculty members. And especially, I could say, Dr. Karuna Nagaraj, she can talk about on this. I am not a competent authority to talk anything on yoga. But yoga has given me a lot of improvement in my own general health. Even though I am 70, I feel I am only 50 because of yoga. Because I do yoga almost an hour in the morning or 1 hour in the morning, doing it from last 10, 15 years. So it keeps all of us healthy and pleasant entire day. I think during this COVID period, we're all sitting in the houses doing nothing, but yoga has made all of us at least little bit energetic. We can be more energetic now with this yoga. And it is not new to us. It is very, very old. Even in our original scriptures, it is there. Yogas, all asanas are there. But somehow we think, now in India, we think, the Bidappa yoga tane ellaru martare. That is not the one. Actually, we have to practice this one with the teacher. Then only the effect and impact of yoga will be there. Definitely, Dr. Karuna Madam will definitely give us more insight into yoga, how it can be done. I can only say thank you, Madam, for joining us in this webinar and making us to know much more than what we know. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Shri B.S. Arunkumar, sir, Secretary General of V.V.N Trust, to speak a few words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Purna. Good afternoon, everybody. President Dr. Manandi Suresh, Principal Venugopal, Vice Principal Prasanna Madam, and our guest of the day, Dr. Karuna, and all the faculty members and the students who have joined us on this webinar. It is such a pleasant coincidence that today we have the International Yoga Day and also the World Music Day. And over and above that, we have a guest who is specialized in yoga and music therapy. I think we can't expect anything more than this on this day. I really appreciate everyone who has thought of this great speaker to be a part of this webinar and to give us the insight about yoga and music therapy. I wish each and everyone to participate and see what best we can achieve out of this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request today's resource person, Dr. Karuna Nagaraj ma'am, Associate Professor of S. Vyasanga Yoga University, to enlighten the participants on today's topic, holistic development through yoga. Over to you, ma'am.
I think before that one, we all should not switch on the cameras. It is not good when a speaker is there switching off the cameras. All of you should switch on the cameras. It's a live program. No photographs, no photographs. I don't want any photographs. Yes, madam.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me, and it was so nice to see you all. Everyone knows already yoga, so I don't have to it's not so my job is reduced. That's what I can say, and everyone are well versed in yoga because of this pandemic situation. Everyone have started practicing yoga, so I will start this with a small invocation where this is our tradition, where we say this because when a speaker stands in this side, he takes the stand of a teacher, and that is what is our culture. And when we start any lecture for that matter, we say this Upanishadic prayer, which is from Taittiriya Upanishad again, and I will begin this with that Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now I will be sharing the screen. Please let me know if it is visible. Please, Ranjani, Ranjani or Prerana, please let me know whether it is visible. I hope it is visible now.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. Yes. I'll be talking about yoga for holistic development. And before I speak, let me tell you what yoga is. Just a brushing of the understanding, not that you all don't know yoga. You already know what yoga is, as you already told that it is the union of mind, body, and soul. And it is connection of individual consciousness with that of the universal consciousness. And more importantly, it is very important for us to shut down our ego. It is the egoistic personality of the individual consciousness which is not allowing us to get union with the universal consciousness. The main thing is ego is what has to be taken out from our system, because it is the ego which leads to that 6 enemies, which we call it as negative emotions. You all know, you have understood that it is the negative emotions which causes that imbalance in our day-to-day life, and also it also causes imbalance when we go into that interpersonal relationship. It spoils our interpersonal relationship. It not only does that, it also spoils that intrapersonal awareness. So it is for us to shred this ego, which leads to kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Kama, you know, it is desire. Desire more than you need. Imbalance between your need and greed. Krodha, when you do not get what you want more than you need, then you get into the mode of krodha. What is that? Krodha, it is anger. Then it is moha, delusion over which you do not need at all. Moha. Lobha, again, it is greed, where you want to accumulate more and more for ourselves. God has provided everyone for our need, but not for our greed. But we get into this greed mode. So kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, arrogance. We think too much of ourselves. Matsarya, we envy someone who are happy. We can't tolerate if somebody is happy. He is no more, somebody is achieved more than you, you can never tolerate. So this 6 enemies, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, has to be removed from your system. And that is what is yoga. Yoga removes your ego, and it also removes your 6 enemies from your system, which spoils your interpersonal relationship, also your intrapersonal awareness. And these 6 enemies, which we can call it as negative emotions, never allow you to be at peace. And coming to what yoga is that which helps you to relax. It is a state of calmness. It is a state of complete silence. Silence is no thought state. And it makes you to stop the chattering of mind. And yoga, please remember, it is a way of life. It is a lifestyle prescription. It is not just doing asana. Yoga is you have to adapt yoga in all walks. The way you behave, the way you talk, the way you interact with the people, everything is yoga. It is not just asanas. We have a wrong attitude or a wrong perception regarding yoga, but it's not just please underline, it is not just asana, it is not just pranayama, it is not just meditation, it is your mending of your attitude, how you deal with people, how you deal with life, how you bring that balance. Balance is yoga. That is why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says samatvam yoga uchyate. He says that balance, that equanimity in all walks of life. And it happens, this equanimity comes only when you stop the chattering of the mind, because our mind will always be chattering, it will be always be talking. And even now, when you are sitting for this lecture, your mind will be going somewhere else. What should I do for dinner in the evening? What should I do? What do I do? Where do I go? How do I bring the vegetables? Now it is a lockdown. All these things will be bugging you, and your mind is continuously chattering. Your mind is not at present, and yoga is that which makes you to be in present. And you will be doing your action, whatever action you're doing, in relaxation and awareness. Yoga karmasu kaushalam, Krishna says. What is that? To whatever you do, Whatever you do it with awareness, you do it with relaxation, then automatically that kushalata or dexterity will be the outcome of your action. And that is what yoga does. So whatever, even if you suppose, let me give you this example. You want to read a chapter from your book. How do you read that? For what do you read that? You don't read it for your exam, but to take the essence of what is there in that chapter, and not just mugging up and just writing the exam. It is not that. Education is not that. Education actually, for whatever you are learning, is to manifest your innate divinity. It is you don't have to learn anything. Actually, it is already there within you. You have to just manifest it. And yoga helps to manifest whatever knowledge already there within you, and it brings it out. That's all. And but coming to that point, whatever you do it in a nice manner. Be in present. Do it in a relaxed manner. Do it with awareness. And that is what yoga does. Whether you're reading, whether you're walking, whether you're sitting, whatever you do be in present, be in awareness. Do it with awareness. And that is what Krishna says, yoga karmasu kaushalam. I would like to tell you one beautiful story, because without this understanding, you cannot understand what yoga is. There was a person, and if you just Google, you can just get his story. It is about Brother Lawrence. Brother Lawrence, he was previously, he was a soldier in a camp, military camp, and he for some or the other reason, he in a war, he lost his leg. He started limping, and he was unable to be a soldier anymore. So he was asked to be a cook, head cook in the military camp. And you know the difference, like a soldier suddenly, if he is put into as a cook, there is a paradigm shift in his temperament, in the way he works, everything there should be a paradigm shift. And this man took lot of time to adjust for that, being a cook. And in that moment, what happened, and in those days, what happens, like he will be unable to cope up with that cooking business. And he will end up where everyone starts yelling at him, shouting at him, and he says, "Ek kya khana bana diya? What have you done?" Everyone starts yelling and shouting, and he becomes so dejected. And he says, what have I, where have I landed? He thinks, and it will be a winter, and one day he will be so dejected, and he will be looking out of the window, and and there will be a tree, and that tree never has even a single leaf in it. So because of winter, everything would have been withered out. So he sees the tree, and suddenly a thought comes to his mind. Hey, come on, after 2-3 months, this tree is going to be full of leaves. That means my situation is not going to be the same. It's going to change. And it's okay. It has happened to me like this. He decides that, and from that moment, he makes a resolution. Whatever I do for the love of Lord. I feel the presence of the Lord, Supreme Lord. He says, whatever you believe in, Lord, whatever there's that Shakti, whatever you, Ishtadevata, whatever you believe in, you can take it like that. So he decides that, and he makes a resolution, and he comes back, and he starts doing everything for the love of Lord, feeling the presence of Lord. And there came Kushalata. So it was because since he was doing everything for the love of Lord, everything was so perfect. And there everyone started loving him, and they said, "Ah, kya kana bana diya." So he started seeing everyone in the light of love. Since he started serving to the Supreme Lord, he thought that he is going to serve the children of the Lord. That means he saw the love of Lord in everyone. And there came that perfection. And to bring this attitude, to see everyone in the light of love, shedding the ego, shedding the negative emotions, is yoga. Please understand, yoga has a misconception that it is just asana, and every calm state of mind brings us to loving everyone. Love everyone, see everyone in the light of love. So this is what yoga, and whatever you do when you have such mindset, it will be so perfect. That kushalata, what Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, yoga karma sukaushalam, automatically comes into your work. And this is what is yoga. And how does yoga help? First of all, yoga, as I told you, it helps to calm down your mind. When your mind is calm, what happens? It erases the weaknesses of your mind. And when the weakness is erased, it brings it helps to build the willpower, a strong willpower. I get up early at 5 o'clock and I do asana, a strong willpower. And you put the alarm at 5 o'clock, you do not snooze, but you get up and you start doing yogasana, and that is the strong willpower. If your willpower is starting with imbalance, you snooze the alarm and you sleep till 7 o'clock, and that is not a strong willpower. Your willpower is to get up early at 5 o'clock and start doing yogasana. And when you do yogasana, what happens is steadfastness become the core. That means your mind becomes steady. That chanchalata, that randomness will be vanished from your system. So you become a steady person. When you become a steady person, what is the outcome? Concentration. You will be able to concentrate on a given point. Remember, even if you want to do meditation, you have to concentrate on a given object. So any object, for that you have to bring all these things. So concentration, with concentration, what is the outcome? It makes you a creative person. Creativity becomes the core, because you are in that silent state of mind, that is the no thoughts state of mind, where there is no chattering of mind. And this creativity becomes a part of your personality. And such a person takes up all the challenges of life into opportunities, and that will make you a different person. So this is how yoga step by step helps you to make a wonderful person out of you, and also accomplish those things which you have to do in your life. And coming to this holistic personality, what is this personality? Let us try to understand. Personality is a whole nature or character of a person. It is like how a person behaves, how he feels, how he thinks, how he conducts himself in a given set of circumstance is largely determined or dependent on the state of mind. Please underline. That is why it is said that you should be in a calm state of mind, which helps you to behave, feel, think in a conducive manner in a society. And coming to the holistic personality development is that which brings not just physical, it is physical, mental, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual levels. At all the levels, Aurobindo has given this definition for yoga. Aurobindo says that yoga is that which helps in holistic development or all-round personality development, which brings in all these in all these faculties. It brings in physical and mental, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual levels. It brings a upliftment in the human being. So this is what is holistic development. And coming to the physical, in this physical development, physical personality development, what Hatha Yoga says, Hatha Yoga Pradipika is one of the beautiful yogic treatise which gives how your physics should be, what should be your, like how your personality, your physical personality should be. Like it says vapukrishatvam, which means lean body, and vadane prasannata, that means you should have a cheerful disposition, you should be smiling, and nadasputatvam, you should have a beautiful voice, and nayane sunirmale, your eyes should be clear, and arogata bindu jayo, that means your body should be healthy. And you all know with our wonderful our ancient culture, which is from Ayurveda, our which gives the medical science, which says that it is arogya or swasthya is swa-astha. Swa-astha is to establish within yourself, swasthya. And swasthya is when the three important elements in your body, that is vata, pitta, kapha, that is fire element, air element, and water element in your body is in balanced state, then it is swasthya. And that is brought through yoga. And it also says is agni deepana, because you all know that whenever you go to Ayurvedic doctor, what does he ask? First thing he says, how is your bowel movement? That means whether your digestion is happening properly, because it's very important for you to throw out the waste material or throw out the toxic materials from your body every morning. And that only decides how good your health is. And yoga helps in this good metabolism, which aids in throwing out the toxic materials from your body or the waste material body periodically in a regular basis. This is what is outcome of yoga. And it says it purifies the nadi vishuddhir. That means it purifies the channels. What channels? You know, in our body, this prana or the vital energy flows in nadis or channels, and it should be and it should not have blocks. These channels should not have blocks, where the prana should flow in a smooth manner. And this happens when you do pranayama. When there is a slow and rhythmic, when you do pranayama, what happens? What is the outcome? It makes you to breathe slow and rhythmic. When you do slow and rhythmic breathing, what is the outcome? All the cells of your body gets properly oxygenated, which aids especially the digestive organ gets maximum oxygen when you do this pranayama, which aids in digesting the food properly. This makes you all know that when these toxic materials get accumulated in the joints, especially where you can't move swiftly, and that is what makes you when your digestion is proper, you will be able to move swiftly, because the toxic material is not accumulated in your joints. So this is the outcome of yoga when you do asanas. And not only asanas, it is let me show you this. It helps in balanced and harmonious growth of your physique, and it makes you to move with speed and agility, because your muscles are relaxed, your joints are loose, there is proper metabolism. And when such things happen, you will be able to conserve your energy. That means there won't be wastage of energy. You will be using the proper amount of energy for the job concerned, and there is and you will be able to do the action in relaxation. So this is what happens when you do asana and follow the proper yogic lifestyle. And actually this everything, when your metabolism, your physic, everything is fine, there will be, your mind also will be calm. And you all know that this breath, that is your breathing pattern, also decides your mindset. Your breath, please underline, is the bridge between your mind and body. And when your breath is slow and rhythmic, if you observe, your mind is calm and composed. And when your mind is calm and composed, there is a clarity of thought. And this is what, where you can bring this body, mind, and soul into harmony. That means that union happens. And this happens when you eat properly. That means you have a proper food, yogic diet, we say, a sattvic yogic diet. And not eating pizzas, not eating outside, eating the home cooked food. All these things matters a lot. And this proper yogic diet and asanas, proper asanas and yogic kriyas, which there are many internal cleansing techniques, which yoga says that, like you have kapalabhati, you have basti, nauli, all these things, vamana dauti, all these things cleanses your internal organs. When it cleanses your internal organs, it helps to remove the toxins from your body. And that is what yoga does. Again, I'm stressing, yoga is not just asanas, it is doing this internal cleansing before doing asanas. It's so important for you to move swiftly, for you to sit long time. If you want to, let us say you want to do meditation, you want to sit in padmasana. For you to sit in padmasana, what is so important? Your joint health is so important. Even for vajrasana, if you want to sit in vajrasana, your joint health is so important. Your ankles, your knee, everything. For that, you should see that the toxins are not accumulated in these joints. So this is what is physical development. And coming to this most important in physical development, most important thing is your visual perception, the eyesight. You should take care of your eyesight. This yogic relaxation technique can help to reduce the strain on extraocular muscles, like especially this trataka, all these things. And also cleansing of the eyes will help us to reduce the strain and stress on extraocular muscles, and where you can maintain the focus accurately and clearly. So it's so important for doing this trataka and yogic eye exercise for the proper physical development, because eyesight, is so important, especially the visual thing. Even anything you do, it's so important. So yoga helps even for this eyesight improvement. I request you to please kindly, if I actually I was wearing specs from when I was I think third standard I got this spectacles. And my father, and in those days, he took me to Pondicherry ashram and he made me to do this eye exercise. But I was so playful, full. I didn't listen to my father. I really humbly, I remember my father, and I'm telling you this, I didn't listen to my father. I didn't do my yogic exercise. Plus, please listen to your elders, so that you don't have to. Of course, my power got stationary later on. I started doing yogic exercise. It was very high, and I brought it down, and it was now it is fine, my visual thing. But I should have done, I always feel I should have done that. I request you to kindly do this yogic exercise for especially eyesight, which is very important for your personality. Next coming is mental personality development. So as I told you, the two aspects of mind is so important, is creativity and willpower. and it comes only when you are in a calm state of mind. And strengthening of willpower is the essence of personality development. You should have a strong willpower. I will achieve this, I will do this. So that comes only through yoga practices, meditation, various techniques are there. So you can take this, and you develop the strong willpower, and you know that creativity is the core of arts and technology. Whether it is singing or anything, or technology, you need to have this willpower, which leads to concentration. Concentration leads to creativity, and creativity is what is the core of arts and technology. And this is what yoga does: mental personality development. And it brings memory, concentration, creative, and intelligence in you. And we have yogic practices modules for all these things developed in SVyasa. So I request you to please do these exercise, like especially for children, for youngsters like you. The yogic module, which is developed for memory, concentration, creative power, and intelligence development is so important. I have given this in my NCTE book also. And as you know, many musicians, poets, film artists, engineers, technologists have been attracted to yoga because of these things, because it enhances memory, concentration, creative powers, and intelligent quotient. And I would like to bring one wonderful person whom we have lost, we have forgotten. It is Lokamanya Balagangadhar Tilak, who was excellent person, who had developed this memory through his yogic practices. He was a staunch yogic practitioner, and I just want to bring how he had developed a sharp memory and intellect with. And also he was very good at his physical fitness was awesome. And coming to the ideal personality when it comes to concentration is Arjuna. Arjuna was one person who used to tell, he had so much of concentration, where he used to say, when his guru used to tell, can you see the bird? He would say, no, I can see the eyes of the bird. That was the concentration he had. And you know how he won Draupadi also. He saw the revolving the reflection of that revolving that fish, and he saw the reflection in the water, and he threw the arrow to that eye of the fish. You must be knowing this Matsya Beda Yantra. So this was the concentration he was having, and yoga is that which brings this concentration in human being. And I request you to kindly pursue this yoga, because please, it has become just, today is June 21st, yoga day. I will do yoga today. Tomorrow I will forget. So that is why Patanjali says it should be Nairantaryam, every day. Druda Bhumi, which used to be, you should do it with faith. You should do it every day. You should not miss out your yogic practices. That is why I'm emphasizing on this. And coming to our creativity, how it develops creative. You know, our seers had this silencing of mind. That means they used to silence they used to bring their mind to no chattering state, where they used to silence the mind. And that is the core essence of development of creativity. If you want to be a creative person, you should silence your mind. You should withdraw your mind, you silence your mind, and that is what brings you to invent many innovative things. And you know, our Maharshi Bharadwaja was the one who was responsible for aeronautic invention in those days, which we have forgotten, of course. And you know, it helps in intelligence. yoga develops this intelligence. What is this intelligence? It is not just like it comprises of verbal comprehensions, word fluency, number facility, perceptual speed, reasoning, all these things. You all know that all these things comprises of intelligence, and yoga brings that when you silence your mind. You know, our Bhaskaracharya in those days, who was doing all yoga sadhana, was responsible for bija ganita, which is algebra, and he also has done astronomical equipment, mathematical techniques, and eclipses. Everything is being described in those days in his text Leelavati. How was it possible in those days, which we claim now our scientists are doing? No, our ancient seers, because of silencing their mind, because of doing yoga, they had already given all these things to us. And I request again to do yoga. And next is anger management. As I told you, very important thing in your personality. It's a very important development of your holistic development. And I'll give you this example. You know, there was a war between Chanura and Krishna. And Krishna was so calm, and he was looking at Chanura. Chanura was so angry because of his angry mode. His muscles were intense and it was stiff, and he couldn't face. His face was very angry, but Krishna was smiling. He was in his mind was calm, and he was in a tranquil. His mind was clear. Clarity of thought was there. Tranquility was there, and because of that, he could easily win Chanura, who was like a mountain. He was they used to tell he was a Mamsa Parvata, like he was a flesh, he was a flesh embodied. So that he was easily won by Krishna because he was always calm. So you should not be angry, and for that you should be in a calm state of mind, no matter whatever. Why do we get angry? We get angry because we want to control the situation. We want to control the people. But please underline, you can never control any situation or any people. When you understand this, you will never get angry. You can't even control your own children, for that matter. So please understand that when you stop controlling people or controlling situation, automatically will become you will not get into angry mode. That's what I want to tell you. So anger management is most important. And coming to the ending of my session, it is so important for you to have the fourfold consciousness development. What is this fourfold consciousness development? Is the first one is civic sense. You should be able to have a proper civic sense. Like, you know, for example, Modi ji has introduced Swachh Bharat. For Swachh Bharat, what you have to do? You should not throw plastics. You should keep our surroundings clean. You have to keep our country clean. That civic sense should be there. That is the first most important. And follow the rules. Don't break the rules. This is most important for us to have a good holistic development. You should not go against the rule, against what is being implemented as civic rule. So, and second one, you should be proud of your country. Patriotic urge. You should have that. You should have this national awareness. You should be proud of your country. So important thing. I have given the example of our Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. You know how wonderful person he was, and service zeal. She got an award from our president. I think Padma Shri she got. She is Salumarada Timaka from our Karnataka only. She didn't have children, so she started treating the trees as her children. So she planted as many as trees as possible, and she's called as Salu Marada. Salu means the row trees. She planted so many trees, which is so important in this period, where planting one tree is so important, because we are cutting left, right, and center for our greed. Trees, we are spoiling the environment. We don't think about our next generation. We are using our natural resources left, right, and center. We don't think even water depletion. Hey, come on, I pay the bill, I on the tap, I go away. Come on, I don't have to off the light, I pay the bill. Come on. What is that? You are wasting the natural resources. You are depleting the natural resources. So this personality is so important that you should know this. And next is spiritual aspiration. The ultimate goal of life is to get out, with all these entanglement. You should be able to have that. Yes, I should start my inward journey. I should know what is self. What am I? Why have I come here? That goal, you should always know that. You should always, there's one four common things which is common to animal and man. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maituna. Ahara, it's food. Nidra is it's sleep. Bhaya is no fearing. And Maithuna, it is sex. All these four things are common to animal and human beings. For as a human being, you have to rise from these four basic animal instincts and become a perfect human being and rise above to the level of divinity and manifest divinity in all walks of life. That is most important. And summarizing all these things, you should keep your muscles relaxed, your joints loose. That happens when you do yogasana, and your breathing pattern slow and rhythmic. That happens with pranayama. And you should keep your mental balance. You should be balanced at all time, and that happens when you calm down your mind. You should not, and you should have emotional balance. What is emotional balance? Emotional balance happens only when you take out all the negative emotions from your system and bring all positive emotions like love, peace, tranquility, cheerfulness, equanimity, all these positive emotions. When you bring within yourself, that is positive emotion, you become a positive person. And that, always remember, when you have positive emotions, that brings emotional balance, mental balance, emotional balance. And next is spirituality. Spirituality is to manifest the innate divinity within you in all walks of life. Every person is potentially divine, says Swami Vivekananda. Every person is potentially divine, but we have to manifest that innate divinity within us. And finally, yoga helps us in sharpening our intellect, which is most important for a student. With this, I close this session. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It was so nice to see you all. And it's already yoga, but still I just shared a little thought of mine, and it was great to address you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Any questions? I would.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us. Your words were enriching, motivating, and truly inspiring. Thank you, ma'am. Now we move on to the question and answer session. I request Shri Ranjini ma'am, sports convener, to monitor the question and answer session. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, I think you're muted yourself. Can you please unmute, ma'am?
Hello, everyone. Now the floor is open for Q&A. If you have any questions, you can post it in the chat box. It will be answered by our resource person.
Madam, I am Arun Kumar here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, I thought in your speech you will tell the students that yoga is one of our oldest ancient forms of exercise for the mind and body, which we are not thinking, but if it comes in the package of an UK or US, we immediately do it. I think that is what we have to tell the students of today's age, that it is our own ancient culture which has to be inculcated into the system.
Yes, sir. Actually, Arunji, that is why I gave the example of our Rishi Bharadwaj. Everything I gave, how our innovation was done, because yoga, they all used to do yoga in those days, and that is why that such an innovation came from them. That is why I gave the example of Bharadwaj Maharishi. All these things I gave.
No, I said is they are waiting for an US or UK package and not an Indian package.
I know hot yoga, Vikram yoga. Yes, sir, I understand. but sorry, it's not that. It is yes, what you said is right. It goes there and it comes back. And that is what you know. That is why Swami Vivekananda was sent by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So he went and he brought Vedanta from US here. So that is what happens always. But no,
good.
sir, nowadays the trend has changed now. I think the trend has changed now. And I want to tell you that I have developed modules for music therapy also, where various ragas for curing arthritis, diabetes, all these things. I have published paper also. And also I run my music therapy courses every fortnight. It's an introduction to music therapy in various levels. I run that. So
you do it online or we
yes,
have to come
online,
to your
sir. Yes, online, sir. It's a very actually it's a very popular course. And once I open the registration, some 25 people, because I stopped the registration at 25 people, because more than 25 I can't.
In today's fast world, I think the music therapy is much more eligible to us than the yoga, because we feel that there is no time, there is no this thing. But music, at least when you are driving or sitting or doing some work, the music therapy will be very helpful.
Sir, what I do is I give music along with yoga therapy.
Oh, very good, very good.
So that is it. Of course, what you say is right. When you are driving, you can put the proper music, proper ragas, and you can drive. Your stress level will come. Yes, I do that also, especially during this COVID. One of the institution, Adhyatma Yoga, was conducting for 10,000 people. They have, after COVID stress, they were conducting various yoga practices. And during those practices, I have given music therapy, which has worked wonders, especially which raga has to come to COVID, that I have given to them. So it has worked very nicely. It's going on well, sir. And I have also.
It is really necessary, because I did a little of Reiki also. Even there, they give music therapy. So I thought music therapy is a very, very ideal thing for today's world.
Yes, sir. So I have, of course, I can share Sri Ranjani my
thank you.
My website and other course details, so that she can share with you people.
Yeah.
So it will be nice if
Sure.
you all join my course. It will be nice.
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Ma'am, here there is a question for you. Is there any specific time and direction to practice meditation and yoga? What is the reason? A participant.
Yes, it is there, because you can't practice yoga, especially such asanas, when you are full stomach. So it is recommended that you practice this yoga in a very calm state of mind. And that calm state of mind is there only when you get up early in the morning. Like when you get up early in the, the environment itself is so wonderful, calm, and that reflects upon your being. So when you do yogasana in that time and meditation, you will be calm throughout the day. So you can practice early morning some yogasana and meditation, and when your mind is in silence, you can make a resolution. Hey, come on, I will stay calm throughout the day. You can make a resolution because it will be like a clean slate. Nothing will be written in the early morning. So in that clean slate, you can write, hey, come on, I will stay calm throughout the day. And throughout the day, you will be calm. So it's recommended that you practice yoga and meditation early in the morning.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madam, there's also one more myth or thing I don't agree. That many people say that you are supposed to do a walk and exercise before yoga. Is it correct?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
They say your body becomes little flexible and easy to do the yoga asanas.
Sir, we have dynamic practices or flexing the body. What we call a sukshma vyayama before doing this asanas. You can flex your joints, and slowly you can move on to asanas. You can perform asanas better than walking. Sir, walking is recommended 10 steps before having food and also after having the food. So it makes your metabolism good. Agni Dipana happens.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much, madam. I think the coordinator can see what is to be done.
Prerana, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
We will close this session with a Shanti mantra, for a Shanti mantra for universal peace, which is most needed in this time of COVID. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we come to the end of the session. I request Chandana G. Botany of second year to render the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to one and all. It gives me an immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks for this event. First and foremost, on behalf of our V.V.N. Degree College, I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. Karuna Nagarajan ma'am, for inspiring and encouraging us with your valuable words on this special day. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank Sri Arun Kumar sir, Secretary General, for being us with today. Thank you, sir. I extend my thanks to C.A.I.S. Prasad sir, Treasurer V.V.N. Trust, and Dr. Manandi Suresh sir, President V.V.N. Trust. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our beloved Principal, Professor G. Gopal sir, Vice Principal, Professor Prasanna Utpikar ma'am, for providing support to make the webinar successful. I would like to extend my thanks to Sriranjini ma'am, Sports Conveyor, Ambika ma'am, Physical Education Director, and HOD of Commerce, Divyashri ma'am. Thank you. And I also thank all the heads of other department, administrative staff, and technical department. Last but not the least, I would like to thank my beloved participants for being with us today and making this webinar a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandana. I thank you all for joining us for this today's event. Thank you.